If you love vintage fashion history and more specifically Western wear and workwear, the coolest and best resource that you can get are some of these AVANT magazines. They're written by Maggiori, who has dedicated his life to collecting and documenting all the information about these topics. And if that name sounds familiar to you, yes, he is the brother of Mark Maggiori, the unbelievable Western painter. And in fact, the edition that is dedicated to Western wear, the cover is painted by Mark. The stories and historical documentations that are in these things are unbelievable. There are plenty of interviews in there with collectors, different designers, some people who are old enough to have worn some of these items, and I use them all the time when I'm making my video essays on here. But today, other than just shouting them out, I wanted to point out a few of my favorite stories and topics. The first being a great documentation of black cowboys. What many people don't know is that during the 1860s to the 1880s, in the heart of the Wild West, an estimated 25% of all cowboys were black. It's not something that's often documented in TV shows and movies, in fictional Western books, but it is an integral part to the history of the West. It's something that I really think everyone should read up on. The magazine, of course, also dives into some incredibly detailed depictions of the origins of the Western shirt, the cowboy boot, the first Stetson hat. Eric's personal collection, which is semi-documented in here, is outrageous. And ultimately, these just leave me feeling so inspired. The other magazine that I have is about the story of Stifel. Stifel is most notably known for creating the Wabash pattern. The book goes into detail about why they did this, how it was made, the dyeing process, and also gets really into the weeds, which I love, of different cuts of clothing items. The difference between chore coats, engineer jackets, mechanic jackets, why different button-down shirts are cut different ways. Honestly, the information here is just kind of mind-blowing and there's so much of it. But yeah, in summation, these are some of the best and coolest books that you can have. Whether you're a fashion nerd like me and you want to know all the nitty-gritty details, or if you just want to have a very sick coffee table book, there's plenty of different iterations of these, going into French workwear, military uniforms. I just couldn't be a bigger fan, and I had to finally make a video about these books.